Hello and welcome back. Today we are looking at something a little different for this channel. We are taking a look at the Doctor Who figures from Character Options. As you can see here, we have Emperor Davros. I will be explaining why I have two in due course. We also have the History of the Daleks sets 18 and 19. 18 being Resurrection of the Daleks, 19 being Parting of Ways. I don't normally cover the Doctor Who figures on this channel, or I haven't really looked at them before on here. However, I've picked these up with the purpose of doing something with them. If you've seen any of my collection tour videos, you'll know that I have a reasonable sized Dalek collection, and these are being added to it with some slight amendments. But anyway, without further ado, here we have the B&M exclusive figures. We'll start with Emperor Davros. He comes in the new white and time vortex style packaging that we've come to expect with the figures. It has the newest Doctor Who logo at the top, the diamond logo on the front. It confirms it's from the episode Remembrance of the Daleks from 1988. If you're not familiar with classic Doctor Who, Davros, who is the creator of the Daleks, is essentially betrayed by the original Daleks, and he creates his new army of Imperial Daleks, which are the white ones, and he becomes the Emperor of those Daleks in a new suit. Anyway, it's in a window box packaging with a vacuum or a vac sealed plastic mold holding it in place. In the background you can see the Dalek ship from Remembrance of the Daleks. You get Davros. The dome is open. You can see Davros in the back there. It confirms that it is featuring one Emperor Davros. It's a 5.5 scale figure. So it's in scale with the other figures from Character Options. Featured in the 7th Doctor story, Emperor Davros collector figure. On the side, Doctor Who Diamond, Emperor Davros, featuring one Emperor Davros. On the back, we have a summary of Emperor Davros. You can pause here and read it yourself if you're interested. Content summary, barcode, trademark, legal. On the side is just more of the window box packaging. We've seen the top. Bottom is legal. And then we have Emperor Davros. We then have History of the Daleks number 18, featuring two Daleks from Resurrection of the Daleks. In here we have the Supreme Dalek, which is the black and white one, and we also have the grey Drone Dalek, 5.5 scale. So the packaging is very similar to the Davros we've just looked at. Window box packaging. Instead of an episode display background, we get just sort of a blue and white time vortex, if you can see that. We get a picture of the TARDIS. History of the Daleks number 18. The side is identical to the Davros. It summarises what the set is and what we can expect. Back has a summary of Resurrection of the Daleks from 1984. Again, if you're interested, you can pause here and read that. Barcode, legal, packaging summary, Doctor Who, legal. Then we have set 19, which is our History of the Daleks from the Parting of Ways from 2005. This was the season 1 final of the reboot Doctor Who, with the 9th Doctor. In here you can see we get a standard bronze Dalek, and we also get a Imperial Guard Dalek, which is a bronze and black. Again, packaging bar some orange, presumably to differentiate it between the classic series and the new reboot. Though at 20 years on, I'm not quite sure we can call this New Who anymore. But either way, packaging is the same. You can see it's a limited edition set. History of Daleks 19. Doctor Who. Side. Back. Again, you can pause and read if you wanted. Barcode. Legal. Side. Legal. Doctor Who. So there we have these two, or sorry, should I say 3 sets. Now, as everyone knows, Doctor Who is a BBC series, and I feel that in true BBC fashion, Blue Peter fashion, here are the ones I prepared earlier. And here we have sets out of the packaging. With all 3 of these sets, I've already had them for a little while. I wanted to get some extra ones, because with Emperor Davros I plan on customizing him in 2 different ways. One, I want to create or customize in a black and silver to homage the original look of Davros, and the other one I want to do in gold as an homage to the Emperor Dalek from the Eagle 21 comics in the 1960s. Then with the other Daleks down here, again, I will be customizing them in different ways to give different looks to the Daleks. I haven't quite decided what the ones will be yet, but I wanted to grab them while they were still in stock so that I could customize them as I saw fit. But anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at the actual figures. So first off, we have the Emperor Dalek himself, Davros. It's in the Imperial White with some gold trim. Balls are in gold as well. You can see the dome lights are in gold with a clear plastic rim. Dome itself is on a hinge, so you can lever it back to reveal Davros himself inside of the casing. Now, he is a solid piece of plastic and doesn't have any articulation at all. You can see the body is covered in tiny or painted wires, as is his head. It's a reasonable likeness to the 1988 story. He's got his headset and microphone. The inside of the dome has been done in a gold as well. It has 3 wheels, so it will roll, and it rolls well. It has no motorized actions or anything like that. It literally is just a rolling action. Besides that, there's nothing really more to it. You can see here with, I don't know if it's going to be the same with the ones which are boxed, but this one here isn't quite level, which is a little disappointing. And I don't know if that's going to be the same on all of them or if that's just this one particular mold. I think it's probably going to be on all of them given the molding of the figure, but who knows. We then have History Set 18, which is Resurrection of the Daleks. We get our Supreme Dalek here, which is in the black and white. The plunger is on a ball joint and moves in a full 360s. Same with the gun. You can see here the gun has a tiny bit of red paint on the tip, which gives it a nice little extra touch. We get some silver paint even on the meshing here, and then the head is on a swivel, and we'll swivel a full 360. Eye will go up about 180, give or take, and go down about that far. The domed lights are in a clear plastic, but there is no lighting or anything like that, so they are just a clear plastic. We get the lens of the eye and the iris itself. The black paint is in a gloss, so it gives a nice shine. And then down here on the runners, you can see some dry brushing silver to give it a slightly battered look, which is a really nice touch. Again, same standard wheels, rolling as we've seen with the Emperor. Then the Drone Dalek is in a matte grey with some brushed black and dry brushed silver orbs, giving it a battered look. Same with the trim down here. Articulation is the exact same, as you can see. There's not really a lot to these. They're nice, they look and they are quite sturdy figures. They do feel like a solid plastic. They are hollow inside, but they do feel like a solid plastic. So you know, if you're giving these to kids, they are easy enough to just play and bash around with. They're not going to break easily, although you can see here that they do have a tendency to scuff quite easily. These have just been on my shelf, but where a figure's fallen off, it's scuffed it. The eye stalk has blue lensing, all the trim there. Then we have the Parting of Ways history set. We get our standard bronze Dalek. These are pretty much identical to all the other bronze Daleks we've seen in quite a while. If you're familiar with the toy line, when they were originally released in 2005, they were a little stockier. The plungers were thicker and shorter, but over the years, character options have streamlined a more screen accurate Dalek shape and mould. These are definitely a lot better than what they were. It's essentially identical to what was on screen. Our lenses, you can even see silver paint on the lens frames, or the eye stalks, eyes themselves, which is a nice touch. The eye stalk moves up and down, clear plastic there, and blue for the lens. The head is on a full 360. Arms are on ball joints again. You get some nice dry brushing down here, which adds a nice effect. The only thing which has always bothered me slightly with these Daleks is that I wish the torso section was on a swivel, so you could swivel the base much like you see on TV. That seems like a missing play feature to me, and I can't imagine it would have been that difficult for character options to have done that over the years. I mean, I assume that this isn't a solid mold and that it's made into various pieces. See, I can't tell if it's half molded and then glued, or if this is like 4 different sections and then glued and put together. But either way, I feel that the twist at the waist, or the torso, is a sadly missing feature, but it doesn't detract from these on a shelf. They do look impressive on a shelf. Then finally we have our Imperial Guard Dalek. I really like the look of this one. I love the gold on the orbs and at the torso, which is then contrasted with some bronze throughout. The black is a matte black compared to the gloss. Head again twists. Interestingly, this Dalek doesn't have its markings here. I don't know if that's screen accurate or not. I'm not even sure if he appears clear enough on screen for you to even be able to determine if it's screen accurate or not. I might have to go back and watch it just to see if I can see that, but that's neither here nor there. It's not something you notice on a shelf or display. But yeah, there we have the Daleks for sets 18 and 19. There's nothing new or fancy to these. If you're familiar with the character option toys, it's business as usual. But I really do like them. More Daleks is always fun. As I said, you know, I bought the extra set solely to customize. I'll probably customize one of these to reflect the black Dalek, which appears on the Doctor Who magazine collection of the Daleks comic strips, which you can see here. So it's a black Dalek with some gold trim and blue and gold orbs. I really like the look of that, so I suspect I might customize one of those to reflect that. I don't quite know about the others except for the Davroses, which one will be a look at a homage to his original appearance, so it would be a black and silver, and then the other one I suspect I will do to resemble the Emperor Dalek. Just see if I can find a shot of that for those who are not familiar with him. Not the best shot, but you can see here it's a gold Dalek with an orbed head. My version won't have the plungers, but it will be in a gold and sort of bronze colour scheme to sort of give the homage to that. Sorry about that, the phone dropped. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will be back soon. So after I packed everything away and I'd done the video, I suddenly realised that one of the Daleks I had in the review was incorrect. This was the one I had in the review. This is the one which actually comes with the history of the Daleks pack 18, so I apologise for any confusion. It's what happens when you try to do a thing and just grab the ones off the shelf. I accidentally mistook this one for this one. So the one which does come with pack 18, you can see has a different eye stalk, slightly different headlamps, is in a darker, more military grey, has gloss black orbs, has the red end on the gun, and still has some nice dry brushing scuffs along the runners. Otherwise, this is the same as any of the other Daleks. Head rotates 360 degrees. Weapons move freely in the ball sockets. This one apparently pops out nice and easy. But yeah, there we have the one which actually comes in pack 18. So pack 18 is these two. Again, apologies for any confusion. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back.